Hey guys, it's Erica Galinas from the Mike McCady Group at Century 21 Affiliated here for our weekly market update. Today we are going to be talking about Schererville. As we've talked about Schererville in the past, there's a lot of different kinds of residential real estate in Schererville. We have townhomes that were built back in the 70s and 80s, ones that are being built basically today. We have all these condo buildings that are kind of unique for the area, kind of almost a Chicago style with a main lobby and side doors and things like that. Tons of residential real estate, dating back to the 1930s, like I said, all the way to stuff that was built pretty much consistently 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and then 2000s up to today. So the Schererville numbers are always kind of interesting because they cover so many. It's such a diverse kind of real estate for our area. So just real quick, September numbers, we sold 42 pieces of real estate in Schererville. And again, that's condos, townhouses, new construction, all of them, 42 units. Average sales price is $272,009. So that's down about $9,000 from August's average, which is $281,551. Days on market, 31 days, about almost exactly the same as last month. It was 30 days last month, 31 days this month. So the market is continuing at the same rate. Average list to sales price is 99.2%. Again, compared to August, we are at 99.6. Pretty much, with the exception of that little $9,000 drop in average sales price, our numbers are almost exactly the same. Almost the same amount of real estate, almost the same list to sales price, almost the same days on market. So we have a nice, stable real estate market going on right now in Schererville. Last time I did Schererville, I did the numbers through the summer. Our high point over the summer, July, $101,000 average sales price. But compared to June, in June, 35 units were sold. July, 53 units were sold. And I think that's probably because we had kind of, the unpleasantness going on throughout the spring and people weren't listing as much and buyers weren't buying as much. So we saw this real steep, upward movement in the Schererville market just between the June and July. Since July, we've again stayed pretty much about the same. So that's good news. Stable markets are always good news. I know people always want things to go up and up and up, but that's not always great because often then they have to come down and down and down. So speaking of which, this is the interesting thing that I found out when I was looking today at that Schererville market over the last month and then going forward. Right now, there are 92 listings in Schererville that are either active for sale or pending, meaning they have a contract with the buyer, but they haven't closed yet. So 92 of those. 29 of those are active, like we can go buy them tomorrow, no big deal. So then 63 are these pending or contingent ones. So average sales price of the pending and contingent ones, that 63 number, and again, this is all kinds, new construction all the way to the tiny little condos. Average listing price is $290,000. Average days on market, 47 days. There is some new construction mixed in there, so that kind of, dragged that a little bit longer on the days on market because it takes time to build a house. But 290 is a pretty big jump from our average closed sales price in September. However, we won't know the closed prices until we do our one for next month and see where these basically close at. Here's the interesting thing. So the actives, 29 active. We can buy them tomorrow. The average days on market for these properties is 60 days, which is a month longer than it was in September. The average listing price of the active properties is $446,000, which is a huge difference between the average sales price of $272. So I dug down a little bit. There is a $1.4 million house listed in Briar Ridge. So we kind of tossed that out because it doesn't, there's only one and they don't come up that often. So I kind of leave those out. But here's where we are. There is some new construction going on in Schererville. What they're building are pretty expensive properties. It's Amberley Estates is the big one over on just west of St. John Road. So that new subdivision they're putting in there. So 9 of that 29 is new construction, meaning 20 are existing homes. So I drilled down to see where we're coming up with a super high list price. The cheapest property listed right now in Schererville is a condo over in the Jordan Circle area, just east of Klein right there in 73rd. There is a condo there listed. It's like a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, $149,500. That is the cheapest property in Schererville right now. There is one other one that is listed for under $200,000. So of those 29, only 2 are under $200,000. There are 3 that are listed in the $200,000. So from $200,000, $299,999, 3 of the 29 are in that category. 9 of them are in the $300,000 range. And again, these are existing homes. This is new construction. This is everything. Only 9 of that 29 are in the 300,000s. All the rest, the other 15, are currently listed at $400,000 plus. Now, I think it was about 6 of those are new construction again, and they're building actually some nice homes, a lot of custom building, nice big lots and stuff like that. So that's in the 500s. Like I said, we have that one Outlier in Briar Ridge, that $1 million home, but 15 houses in Schererville that are listed right now. The vast majority are listed at or above $400,000, which for Schererville is a relatively unusual number to reach. Not that obviously nothing's wrong with Schererville, but it's not, because of the diversity of the different types of real estate, those averages are usually lower because we are pulling in condos, we are pulling in, some of the older properties near downtown, stuff like that. For us to be in this situation where there's only 2 properties less than $200,000 is amazing. Part of it is that we just don't have a lot of inventory right now. There just are not a lot of listings. People are sitting put, maybe because of the unpleasantness, or maybe they just don't want to move right now. Maybe it's because the stuff they want to buy is too expensive. Because as a seller, that can be a detriment to you because you got to live somewhere. The other thing is that we have this pressure coming in from Chicago. Schererville has a big footprint, runs right down US 30 and 41, crossroads of America, that whole thing. We have access to the Illinois border, 10 minutes away on US 30, access to the highways, maybe 15 up to 80, 94. Schererville is in a very unique position that it's kind of this central location, and that is driving prices up because people that live in Illinois, whether it's, south from like Cretan Beecher, we have people coming in from the northwest suburbs, they're chasing the taxes, they want a little extra green space, things like that. They're ending up in Schererville, and that is driving Schererville prices up really, really high. Like I said, that's not always a great thing because you want to have a nice slow increase, because when you have a steep one, oftentimes you have a steep drop when whatever circumstances change, for the negative. How quickly that will change, how many Illinois buyers, if they're going to dry up or what's going on, I don't know. Seems unlikely, at least for the next couple of years, but it's always a possibility. If you are thinking of selling in Schererville, either because the traffic is too much, you want to downsize, you do want even more green space, maybe you want to buy a couple acres, or you want to get the hell out of here because it's, wintertime and you want to go to Florida or Arizona or something, please do give me a call. No strings attached. I'm not going to make you sign anything, but I can pull the numbers because it's very, very likely, based on this upward trend, that your house is worth significantly more than you may think it is, depending on the last time you looked into the market research. Things are changing very quickly in Schererville, so even information you had a year ago might be a little bit out of date. So please do give me a call, text me anytime, 219-765-2062. You can always email me at hsbyerica, that stands for Home Sales by Erica, @gmail.com. Send me a private message, like I said, text me at this number. I'm available all the time. I can certainly, again, happy to help answer questions. Schererville seller, any sellers, you're going to have to do, both sides of the equation, because we have such a strong seller's market. Means we don't have a really great buyer's market. So if you're buying something, we need to make sure that the increase you have in your property is going to pay for whatever it is that you want to move into. I can do all of that math for you because I can pull comps on your house, see what it's worth. I can pull comps on what's selling for what and where you want to move to, and we can balance out those numbers and make sure it works great for you. If you're a buyer looking in Schererville, there are 29 active listings right now, varying all the way from $149 to $1.4 million. I'd be happy to help you with any of those houses. Again, it's a neat community because they do have lots of different kinds of houses for lots of different kind of buyers. So again, call me, text me, email me. I'm happy to help. That is what I have for this month. I'm going to keep an eye on these closed numbers to see where these averages end up, both for obviously next month and then going forward. Are these new active listings coming on the market so high? Is this a sign that things are getting a little crazy in the Schererville market? I'm going to keep an eye on that for us. Next week, we are talking about Dyer. So lots of, again, kind of diverse, not so much with condos and different kinds of real estate, but in terms of the ages of the homes and the big neighborhoods. So I'll have those Dyer update numbers for you next week. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.